everyone, and welcome back to the Soul to Soul podcast. Lisa, Louie, and
MBJ Live.
Today I wanted to go ahead and kind of like piggyback and get a second opinion, revisit this conversation that me and you have disagreed on when it comes to like detoxing the body, fasting, and going cold turkey, or so when it comes to detoxing, doing like a complete 180, turning your mind, body, and spirit, or your diet around, your mental, physical, spiritual diet around in general, or you kind of on the fence about it. Do you think it's best to just go all in, go cold turkey, completely put a halt or a stop to whatever it is you're doing in general, mind, body, and spirit?
It all depends on the severity of what you got going on. What if somebody is going through something is like detrimental to their health, mind, body, and soul?
Okay.
It's like you cut people off cold turkey.
Sometimes.
I mean, some people cut people off cold turkey when the relationship is toxic.
Yeah.
Right?
That's your spiritual diet. Yeah.
Spiritual, whatever. Like, I'm done with them. I'm done. Relationships, I'm done. And you stop talking to folks for 20 years, 30 years, so it's no different. So toxicity is toxicity, and that is a detox. That is a cleanse as well. So it all depends. How good do you want it? It's up to the person. Like, if people love being miserable, then, but some people love misery.
But it's not about like loving it, but or are they addicted to it?
Addicted, yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's more about, so do you think it's like about that person then? If that person has like a cold turkey, just completely cut people off type of personality, or that's how they deal with things, then that may be best for them to go that route. Some people, it may be best for them to like take things slower, because some people just need closure, and they, may need things to just slowly fade, and so it's just dependent on that person and their personality, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it depends on the individual. So,
okay.
Like I said, now I reiterate, it's no different than you being in a relationship with anybody, or a job, or anything in life. And you say, you know what? I'm cutting it off. Cold turkey. I get it. I've been doing this for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, but enough is enough. Cold turkey. You don't wean it off like, well, let me just see. No. It's like somebody being in an abusive, very abusive, physical abusive relationship. Not only physical, but also mentally and spiritually abusive relationship. It's like, let me give him a chance. Well, let me stick around. Some people pack up their bags. Some people don't even pack up their bags. They're like, man, you have everything. I don't want nothing from you. You can have a house. You can have a dog. You can have a pet, the canary, the giraffe. You can have all my Tupac collection, my Michael Jackson collection. Like, I don't want
You
nothing.
can have a dog.
As a matter of fact, you know what? Look, I got some biking shorts on and a freaking halter top. You know what? I'm gonna take everything off. You bought this? Okay, you can have all that. I don't want nothing from you. And it's cold turkey, and you just walk away. But having that that's power.
Okay.
Some people would say, man, girl, you stupid. How could you leave all that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? The psyche, like, it is not worth my peace, my joy, and my happiness. So, yeah, I'm going to cut it off, cold turkey, if that's what I have to do. Oh, same thing with a body part. So, if you got a body part, so if you got necrosis going on in any one of your limbs, what you going to do is say, well, I'm going to see, and it's gangrene, and it's metastasizing. What you gonna do? You gonna just sit and wait? Well, I'm gonna wait. No, you gonna cut it out immediately.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna what? It's gonna spread toxins throughout the rest of the body.
Right.
So you cut it off immediately. So you don't wait on it. Yeah. So that's how some people's relationships are cantankerous and so poisonous. Yeah, you got to cut it off immediately. Yeah. When it gets to that point, like, you know what? Enough is enough. And yeah.
Okay, yeah, when it's like severe to that magnitude, yeah, I get it, I understand. Like abusiveness and like you said, gangrene and everything, where it's like detrimental. It's like you either gonna make this decision or hell just gonna go, And so can it be like different just in different situations?
Yep.
Like when it comes to like I said, for me personally, when it comes to the food diet, it's levels to this, because it's like we've been programmed to eat a certain way all of our lives. So some people, like I said, very few people, like can just go cold turkey and just continue to live the rest of their life out like that. Like I said, due to temptation and convenience and everything, and just everything, like so much toxins is in the food, So I think with something like that, it's processed. Now, some stuff you can quit cold turkey. I know, like I did dairy cold turkey. I was lactose intolerant. It was beating me up. All these non-dairy options out here, it was easier. But when it came to other stuff, it's just like, okay, you gotta slowly wean yourself off of this one. But yeah, an abusive relationship, go.
Yeah.
Because your life is like, literally, you could die.
Yeah. So abusive relationship is just not dealing with people. Abusive relationship can be, your alcohol addiction or your drug addiction.
Right.
Or the way you feel about yourself, that's abuse. Mm-hmm. You're abusing your body. The way you eat, that's abuse. And so I could use myself for an example. I used to I'm talking about like big pots of rice. Mm-hmm. No exaggeration. You know those big pots that you fix stew in? Mm-hmm. I used to fix white rice. Mm-hmm. This was just for me. I would put butter in it and a whole lot of sugar.
Ooh.
And I can eat that whole big pot of rice. I put white sugar on everything.
Yeah.
Oatmeal, spaghetti, you name it. I used to take big mixing bowls, literally. And so my daughters can tell you, like I used to take big mixing bowls. This when I was consuming dairy. I would put ice in the cereal for my milk to stay cold. I would have cookie crisp, double stuffed Oreo cookies, chocolate chip cookies. I would have cinnamon toast crunch, Lucky Charms, all mixed within this bowl with sugar. And I would eat this. This was like a ritual.
Dang!
I'm talking about on a regular basis. Multiple times a week.
I did not know that.
Yeah, multiple times a week. This was a ritual. I did this for years. It is a surprise that I did not come out with diabetes. And so it was that I listened to my body just started screaming at me. And I just heard it clear as day in the spirit. I just stopped cold turkey. I just stopped consuming white sugar, just like that. Stop eating the white rice, just like that. It just, because I started listening. It was just like, it was something in me. I just stopped cold turkey. It was just like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And you think everybody is capable of that? Everybody.
I think if you dig deep, yeah, we are capable of stopping things cold turkey.
Okay.
We can. We just don't want to.
I know everybody's capable. I know everybody can.
Yeah.
My thing is like, just from experiencing what I see, and like I said, the state of the nature of having access to so much clean, natural, organic foods, it just makes it so easy, I think, for people to relapse when they go cold turkey, because it's like you haven't developed discipline and consistency and created new habits. You just stopped, and now it's just like, okay, what do I do? Okay, I do this. Oh, okay, what happens when I don't have access to this? What happens when so the level of like discipline and consistency, I think I just don't, that's why I'm like, I just going cold turkey, it just seemed like, okay, well, what I've been doing is not around. Let me go ahead and go back to what I have been doing. It's just like, what you think about that?
Well, but people don't realize you are disciplined and consistent.
Yeah. No, not for the new way of life or the new thing that they turned over to.
No, that old way and the way your habits, that's discipline. You discipline yourself to keep on feeding yourself poison. You consistent with feeding yourself, even though you know, but you discipline in that. I'm gonna keep on eating this. That's discipline.
Well, I think that's more like conditioning and programming. I think
you still have to flip and reprogram yourself to go the other way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like knowing right from wrong. We know right from wrong. It's intuition. Some people, you know how our parents, they force us to eat certain things?
Yes.
Even though we don't agree with it, our bodies don't even agree with it. a lot of times as children, we are allergic, or our bodies reject certain things, but we are forced. You get what I'm saying? We are forced to eat those things.
Oh, like what?
Like certain things, like with me with eggs. I did not like eggs.
You didn't like the taste, or?
It used to make me throw up.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay.
It was like, I couldn't stand it.
Okay.
Even the thought of an egg roll, anything with egg, and I was like, ugh, I didn't want it. Until my stepdad was like, hey, you should try it. And he put some sugar on it.
You
Some
lying.
some sweet and sour sauce.
On eggs?
Egg roll.
Oh, egg roll. Yeah,
On
okay.
the egg roll. So I was like, oh my God, I was hooked. And I was like, oh, egg roll? It ain't that bad. So guess what? I started eating eggs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So either way, we have the power, the willpower, the discipline. Here's the thing about us as beings. There's infinite information, infinite pathways, infinite knowledge within us. We just have to tap in and go within and assess it. You know, so it's like on my way over here, that's what I was going in, connecting to the all. The all is everything. One consciousness with the universe and the solar system and the planetary systems and humanity and the earth and the trees and the wind, the sun, the moon, the stars, the fire, water, you know, everything. I'm connected. One consciousness with that. And I was like, man, I believe I could live for thousands of years. And so I've said this, I've been saying this, that to some people, they're like, man, you crazy. Okay, so my thing is, if I used to look at trees, and I still do. I say, well, if trees can live for hundreds and thousands of years, I believe that I can too. What is it? What is it about a tree that makes a tree have such a long lifespan? And it's out in every element.
It's in touch with.
So it has to be something that connects this tree with the all to make it have longevity. And I believe that we have that, what it is to be able to live, and me still look like this.
We do.
At 1,000 years old. So this is what I believe I'm gonna live forever, like hundreds and thousands of years. That's what I believe. And so
like here in the physical.
Yes. So if there's something within me that's a mechanism that has to be turned on like a light switch, because it just dropped in my spirit.
Yeah.
So obviously there's something in me. It's just like me tapping into different frequencies and vibrations without me even having to read about it or knowing anything about it. It just dropped in me.
Yeah.
And so I'm just awakened because I'm sensitive to the frequency, energy, and vibration. And so I just believe that. Like I can live a long time and still look like. That's why I tell people, I say I'm gonna look like this forever. At 50 years in this realm, that's how I feel. The next 50, 200, I'm gonna still look like this.
Okay.
That's what I believe. So, and if my words have that much power and that is my belief system, then
then it should be. I think I heard Kevin Gates say something like that. He was like, I'm 33. I tell y'all I'm 33. This when he was 33. I don't know how old he is right now. I just come across some of his videos sometimes because the words that he used, words that come up on my timeline. So he said, I'm 3,000 years old. And people was like, what is he talking about? And I'm just like, I'm listening. He said something about how he went somewhere and something. And I was just like, oh, okay. I never heard that one before.
I've told people that too. I said, I'm ancient.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
I'm ancient. But in this...
I think we all are.
Yeah.
We all are.
But we have to know.
Yeah.
Being tapped in, and at this point, you don't really care about what people think.
Oh, yeah.
About, people think you crazy or not. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what you know is what you know.
Yeah.
And
you ever seen that movie Lucy?
Years ago. Yeah.
I just seen it like a couple months ago.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, snap. It's basically like what you just said. Y'all go watch Lucy on Netflix. It's very interesting. But yeah, so when you discuss that, like the way you just discussed it, it's like more general, it's more broad, it's more a macro aspect. But I was just saying in the micro, when working with people in your professional experience, does it seem like when people go cold turkey, they're able to maintain that?
Well, it depends on the person.
Okay, just depend on the person.
It depends
Okay.
on the person. And see, here's the thing. If you surround yourself, it's what you surround it. You are what you eat.
Yeah.
So your environment, if you're going to quit something cold turkey, it's like somebody smoking crack.
Yeah.
Or alcohol, whatever. So when I was in the streets and people say, you know what, I don't want to smoke crack no more. Guess what? They stayed away from the crack houses. Mm-hmm. They stayed away from those familiar things because even those environments have a certain smell to them. Mm-hmm. And so I remember when I was locked up.
Ooh, yeah, they do.
When I was locked up, it was a smell of the facility in Farmington. And so when I got out on the bricks, as they call it, got out on the streets, years later, I walked into somewhere and I smelled that same smell. And it was a reminder to never go back to prison. You get what I'm saying? It's like,
yes.
I am not going back. You know what I'm saying? Even with that.
Smells hit you. Ooh, they hit you. And they trigger that part of your brain that you experienced with it. And you be like, ooh.
Yep. And that's why when people cold turkey, they just have to stay away from people, places, and things. You know what I'm saying? Until they get stronger. And it doesn't matter if you at a smorgasbord and people slopping up chitlins and chicken and pork beefs and roast butts and beaver butts, and it don't even matter. It don't bother you. You can go to. I go to events, and I pretty much know they probably not gonna have anything I can eat.
Right.
I don't care, so I eat something before I go, or if they may have some salad or something, I say, okay, yeah, I can get that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not easily persuaded in no kind of way. Mm-hmm. Because my willpower and my strength, you know, but everybody don't have that. But if you know that
I know, and that's why.
If you are weak and you have that weakness, you know, don't surround yourself in the environments. Stay away from it, and so you can go silent, and so you can become stronger and avoid temptations.
Yeah. It takes some solitude.
I'm led to say this because somebody needs to hear this. Even when you are going through your whole detox phase, and even when you cross the other side and you just go and it's a habit, you live in that lifestyle. I can tell you from a personal experience, I was intimate with a young lady years ago, and I performed oral sex on her. Mm-hmm. And so now I don't eat chicken. Right. But she did. Right. So by me performing oral on her, and afterwards, I think the same day or the next day, I start craving chicken. Mm. So that's how powerful energy is. Mm-hmm. So you have to separate yourself. Even people that are around you, you may be intimate with them. If they doing the same thing, whether it's drinking, smoking, whatever you're trying to detox from, listen, it could be husband, wife. Listen, baby, we gonna do this together. Because if your wife or your husband is consistently eating and doing the same things that you trying to detox from, it's gonna make it even more difficult, especially if y'all sharing that energy together, because we are what we eat. And especially if you perform oral sex, and if that man has the addiction and he's releasing energy inside of you as women, trust me, it's gonna make it harder, because now he is all in your system. It's just like a mother. You
start desiring it.
Yeah, it's like a mother breastfeeding the child, and she eats all kind of things. Guess what? That baby is eating exactly what their mother, and the same hormone that's in breast milk, prolactin, is also in sperm as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's another thing, like for my clients that I see, because for the most part it's women that are clients, but That'd be the hardest thing. Like, how do somebody with a spouse, like, we literally got to make separate meals. We literally, like, she told me, I'll use one woman as an example. She got 3 boys that play sports, and she got a husband, and they're all like over 6 feet tall, you know, and they like eating, you know, what they like to eat. And she's like, but when I eat what they eat, I don't get the same results that they get. I said, because you're a woman, we're women, our bodies are wired different. We program different, just by God. We design different. So the same exact way that they go about things, you can't go about things. You get bloated from your period. You have to, you know, up your fruit and vegetable intake when you ovulate, when you're about to come on your period. So a lot of the things that we do, we have to do different from men. So what do you think about that whole dynamic of like married couples? Because I don't mean to make this a man-woman thing. I don't like doing that because we all designed by God, but we still design different. So it's hard to get the men to you know, eat healthy and, you know, come along that path of understanding that you are what you eat. So that'd be the biggest struggle with my clients is like, I gotta cook this like this because my husband and my kids like it, and it's so tough for me because now I'm trying to make 2 separate meals. Yeah. So it's like,
well, you know, it's 2 sides to the coin. You know, it's not just the woman, but it's also the man, because you do have women that have the poor diet, and the man is trying to change because of what he's going through. Because, say, hypothetically, if a man is going through impotence, you know what I'm saying, he's not able to have an erection. So a lot of times that's sugar, a lot of sugar intake, you know.
Yep.
And so he may say, you know, hey, I need to change my diet because my willie ain't getting, you know. And so then at the same time, the woman knows, like, baby, you limp biscuit. Mm-hmm. But then sometimes she won't even be the assistant in it because she want what she want when she want it. Yeah. And go through her moves. But he like, baby, I can't, you know. So
yeah, it goes both ways.
It goes both ways, but it's still doable. Like, the man can eat certain things that the woman don't. It's like, baby, listen, you continue to eat what you eat, and you know, and hopefully that the spouse or the other person in the relationship will begin to inspire or encourage once they see the results. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it will encourage the other person, be like, you know what, baby, you looking good. You feeling good, your energy feeling good, you got more energy, you're not aching, you're not getting up grunting no more, you just so full of energy, and that is a motivation in itself. And so as the one significant other vibration elevates, guess what? It'll start going over automatically to the other person without, it just will happen because that vibration is elevating, and so it's going to affect the other person just organically.
Everything else like we said, you can, you know, disconnect from, cut it off, go in your solitude, do what you got to do to, you know, detox or go through your fasting process to spiritually elevate. But it's like, whoo, when it's in home, because now not only do I have to separate and you know, develop my discipline and change my habits, you too, and the kids, and who you surround yourself with, and who the kids surround themselves with, and who I surround myself with. Yeah. Now we all gotta, you know.
So I was watching a movie, Oh God. Back in the 70s or the 80s with George Burns. Y'all remember that movie?
Oh God.
Oh God.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
And so there are some nuggets in that movie. And one of the scenes where the guy, I forget the actor name, that God chose to be a vessel to spread His word. So George, they was in a grocery store, and so he was a manager of a grocery store. So George Burns played God, and he had a cereal box in his hand. Now this is back in the 70s, 80s, early 80s, right? And he said, he looked at the ingredients. He's like, all these chemicals, and that was back in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? 80s. But the subliminal messages. They're always there. And so for him to say that, and he was in the center aisle, like the center of the store, You know what I'm saying? So usually a lot of poison stuff is like in outskirts. The way they have it, set up.
In the grocery store?
In the grocery store.
Everything in the middle is like the
bad stuff. And so the fact that he said all these chemicals, and I was like, whoa, okay. So that was a deep message because I was led to watch it.
When?
I just watched it yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Okay. I was led to watch it because I felt that it was going to be a message in there or some messages. So when I go back and watch older movies, because I'm just kind of fed up with watching these movies, it's nothing but violence. Nothing but violence. I said, I don't want to see guns and shooting and blood. Okay, let me go back to these older movies. And so, I chose that one. And I'm glad I did because it said something else too. That was very key in there. And it was talking about religion and different things. And George Burns playing God was like, yeah, what about religion? You know what I'm saying? Like religion didn't even matter. And he said, what about your son Jesus? He's like, he thought about it. He said, Jesus is my son. Muhammad is my son. Buddha is my son. You are my son. The man that was at the elevator is my son. The man who cooked this steak was my son. You know what I'm saying? That was a powerful message.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They put the truth so it don't single out one person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And those are the things I've been talking about too over the years and dealing with that. So some people may find some other, nuggets in that movie, even older movies if you go back and you watch them. And I'm talking about movies back from the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. You'd be surprised what you find out. And especially the movie X-Files. Mulder and Scully.
I heard of it. I ain't never watched it. Let me write that down too.
Oh, man.
I finally went back and watched the one.
The one?
Jet Li. Yeah. I went and watched it.
Yeah. And so you go back and watch X-Files and you'd be like, oh my God, like all the stuff that's happening now. And the movie, TV show Person of Interest.
Jesus.
Person of Interest is another one.
It's cold outside. I might as well sit and watch TV.
And so when you sit back, I've watched that TV show in its entirety, all seasons, 3 different times.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go watch that. Lord have mercy. Yeah. But that's all we got today, y'all. Make sure y'all tune in next week. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, share, and subscribe for future videos. See y'all next time. Mwah. Peace.